we meet face to face. You're probably wondering why I'm here.
Yeah.
I am here to avenge my brother. You turned him away from the evil that once dwelt inside of his soul.
Who are you looking for?
You know exactly who he is, and I will have my vengeance. Evil dead guy.
Evil Dead Guy. Evil Dead Guy. Wait, hold on. Let me turn the lights on.
No, wait, don't turn the light on. It won't be spooky anymore. Now turn it back off.
Ooh, that sure is spooky. Hey, is that a Run DMC hat?
My hat? It was given to me by my father, thank you very much.
Look, not the Evil Dead Guy.
And what is this?
It's a damn picture. That's what it is. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly on this TV who the Evil Dead Guy is, okay? And then you can go find him and go pester the shit out of him, all right? All right? Just go have a seat on that couch.
Fine.
Thanks, bud.
Where'd you get those chips?
None of your business.
May I please have one?
What's up, everybody over there on Brett's Groovy Chainsaws? Thank you for tuning in. Anyway, Brett's an awesome guy. He asked me to be in one of his videos. He's been doing these videos where he's been having people show off their Evil Dead collection.
That's the Evil Dead Guy. Where do I find him?
You want to know where to find him? This is where you find him.
When it came to making a prop, as far as Ash vs. Evil Dead or Evil Dead Chainsaw Hand, I am the one guy who designed a real one. But I wanted it to not only look as close to screen accurate as possible, but I want it to be fully functional. I can't begin to tell you how long it took me to make this. This thing went through so many different designs, concepts, experiments, running it this way, running it that way, in order to become what it is right now. This is as close to a screen accurate Ash vs. Evil Dead saw that I could create. This was made with a Super 2. So it was a Homelight Super 2. And the paint job is not mine. And it is really good. Probably took me a couple years to actually design and perfect. Until I finally decided I needed it to look as good as possible. And that include not having a big, hunky piece always here. So I ended up using PVC. Because why not? I just painted it to look more like metal. And as you can see, there's the key ring. And this is the thing that everybody asks me about. Well, how did you do it? How did you build it? And I never really disclose that information on my channel personally. I don't want anybody to hurt themselves. I wouldn't feel very comfortable with that. But it's more or less a keychain. And if you can hear that, which I know you can, that's the carburetor throttling. I just basically designed it like a weed whacker with a long throttle linkage, and then attached that and then wrapped it around, and it's underneath here in the top of the housing. I did not build that lid. Someone built that for me quite some years ago, probably back 2015, 2016. So I've had it for a while, and it was originally on just a prop that I took to a Comic-Con. Now it's a part of this. I had to replace this though. I had to make, the wood is mine along with this. I had to use a much heavier steel because the aluminum one that you typically use to bend to make that handle up on top did not hold up. Starting mechanism on this particular thing isn't any different than a chainsaw of any type, especially your newer ones. So I've still got the switch, and I did put it in the correct location. So you just flip it forward like you would normal, and then I added a primer bulb. The primer bulb on this thing right here I just give it a couple squirts or so. There's nothing fancy about it. The carburetor does not officially have an actual primer on it. I just stuck an extra fuel line down into the throat of the carburetor without restricting it in any way, shape, or form, and kind of tied it there. So that way it wouldn't flap all over the place or gas would leak out and run all over the place. So it's fixed right in there, and I just give it a couple squirts, and I'm basically flooding the engine. I normally have it looking like the Power Glove, but for some of the videos that I make, I don't use a Power Glove in them. So I went ahead and removed that concept and then just used this. I'm still trying to design me a good looking Power Glove before I kind of dress this up like one too. So I just used threaded PVC. So that way I could simply turn this in, and then we're going to get it to a good position. I prefer the inside handle to be more or less like that. Straighter, slightly crooked, I don't care. Once I get my hand in it, I grab the key ring that I put in there. So I squeeze my hand in there. So that way it'll look like that. And then when I film my videos, not so much the season 1, season 2, but in season 3, the character that I play, which I'll go into that in a moment, actually loses his hand. So I now in the videos try to keep it back so you can't really see how long that looks, and then just hold it back like this, and then that way it just is like Ash Williams and his chainsaw hand. So I keep that down, keep it up, put my arm up like this. When you see it, maybe it's like that. I take certain angles, that sort of thing, in order to make it look like a chainsaw hand. Now, unlike Brett's audience out there, and all you groovy guys, I'm not a professional prop maker. This is my chainsaw prop, and it's a really shitty paint job. You're going to notice that this thing isn't screen accurate, especially the guide bar, and I'm going to explain the reason for that. This bar is the exact same type that is on that saw that I was just holding. The only difference is this one has no engine and works just like one of your props. That way when I'm filming my videos, I can do things like this. And then when the chainsaw is really running and it needs to kill a watermelon, I have the actual one on. When I started this YouTube journey, I did not know what I was doing. It was just a video showing off my Evil Dead cabin. And I'm going to show you the cabin here today. I do apologize for it being kind of messy. It's been not a bad winter, but it's been kind of a long one. Things have kind of got all over the place. And certain life things have come up, and I just haven't had the time to really spruce the place up and make it look fancy. I am not yet filming my 4th season, which I can't believe I'm saying, for the Evil Dead Guy show. Just yet. In fact, I may have to hold off on it for just a little while. I did not know that when I filmed my first watermelon video that it would become anything. Personally, I don't think it's really huge now anyway. I've been doing this for a couple of years. I've got plenty of those videos out. I technically have 3 seasons. I've got views, I've got attractions. And I've got a lot of people who are interested in it, and I am so thankful for each and every single one of you, especially you, Brett. Thank you very much for liking those parody videos. Other people will say, well, what do you do on YouTube? I do a variety of things now. My original concept, of course, was not to create those parody videos. It just kind of happened, and I didn't mean to put storyline into them either. It was just supposed to be me killing these things, and then that's it. It just ends. It's just showing off a chainsaw, and it just kind of led from one thing to the next. They ask me, well, what do you do on YouTube? And I tell them, well, I make Evil Dead parody videos, but it's not really what it actually is. If anything, these videos are a parody of myself. I don't play Ash Williams. In fact, when I started them, I wanted to make sure that the audience, or anybody who was going to view this material, which at the time I thought was absolutely nobody, I wanted them to know that this wasn't a fan film. I don't look like Ash Williams. I don't look like Bruce Campbell. I dress like him, and I can sometimes act like him. But I don't look like him, so I wasn't able to pull off this Evil Dead fan film. This goes back, a couple years now, and it was before some of this face swapping AI technology, so it could have been possible. But the idea wasn't that. The whole concept of these videos is that it's a parody of me, personally. I'm much angrier in these videos. I'm pissed off, I'm fed up, I live alone, I live in this cabin, I don't really use the house, and I got this clown coming in all the time, wanting to be my best friend. That was an accident. He was originally designed to just be a character to come in and get killed real quick. And then I just kept going with it, because this entire time, I have been just a one-man crew, and it's always just been the Evil Dead guy. It's just one man against many watermelons, and I kind of just needed some other stuff in there. When it comes to explaining these videos, try to think of me as kind of like Jerry Seinfeld. I'm playing an alternate version of myself. I'm playing me, but it's not really me. It's exaggerated. Obviously, as this particular me lives in a world where he's constantly battling all kinds of things, whether it's evil possessed watermelons or my evil cologne and some of the other things that I want to throw in there in future episodes as well, if I get a chance to, if it's possible, and I'm hoping that it is. I would like to keep the Evil Dead Guy show going. They are quite a pain in the ass to make. I am a one-man crew. There's nobody else here. Nobody else. I don't ask the missus. I don't ask the kids. I ask none of them to come out and help me. I prefer that they don't. This is my show, and I do it my way, and that's the way it seems to go. Besides, I am sometimes out here on my property. I pick days. Kids are in school. And I go out there, and I'm shooting watermelons with a 12-gauge shotgun, or cutting them up with a chainsaw. These things aren't safe, and that's why I put warnings in the beginning of these videos, all the way from season 1 when I first started it. I put warning in there to say, hey, don't do this. Kind of like that chainsaw hand that I made. Don't put something like that together if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know how to use a chainsaw normally, then don't. I've been around them all my life. My very first chainsaw ever, because of the Evil Dead, was a Homelight Super XL. Back then, that particular model, it was a newer model. It was made in the 1990s. It's called Big Red, Homelight Big Red. I unfortunately don't have it anymore. And it was flawless. I bought that for $400 some with the first paycheck I ever actually made. I was 18 years old. I think I've been using chainsaws probably since I was, I don't know, maybe 16. I had this little crappy top handle Craftsman that I bought for $45. I should say my dad bought it for $45. I begged him for it. And it worked like shit. And then I eventually got my own Homelight. And, it was the big one. I don't have it anymore, but I do have, I apologize that this isn't I don't have that Homelight Big Red. But this one I acquired, I don't know, some years ago. This I did show in one of my parody videos. It's a little dusty, and I apologize. I used it not too long ago. Take some limbs down for the wife. Get to work with really good, powerful saw. This is probably one of my most dependable saws ever. This thing is amazing. Other chainsaws that I have recently collected. One that is inspired by another franchise I love, and that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, Greg Nicotero had designed his own Leatherface. Our hero, special effects guru, Greg Nicotero, designed a Leatherface holding a David Bradley 360. And I'm telling you what, as I talk to you, this fucking thing, this thing is heavy. This is a beast. This is a monster. When it comes to doing YouTube related stuff, one of the other things that I always wanted to do was get into some of the content in which creating video games, commentary over video games. I first started streaming Evil Dead the game. I was console streaming, and then I started using a program that You didn't need a PC to get those overlays, and then boom, now I've got the full-blown gaming PC along with the Streamlabs and the OBS and everything else that I need in order to do what I do, and I enjoy it so much. And it is a lot of hard work. Those parody videos are hard work, the streaming is hard work, and I don't know which one is more easier or more difficult. Both of them have their challenges. Both of them have their rewards. And I do enjoy making all this content on my channel. The whole channel in itself, not just the parody videos, but the streaming and the gameplay, it's all a parody of me. I have loved film and horror movies ever since I was 12, maybe. I used to not like some horror movies when I was real little, but that time, of course, did not last. I love Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. I love other filmmakers out there, whether it's Tobe Hooper or Quentin Tarantino or Robert Rodriguez. They have all been an inspiration to me. I always wanted to be a filmmaker. That's all I've ever wanted. Even back in the day when I was in high school, that's what I wanted to be. Even when I was still in high school, even middle school, people would ask, well, what would you want to be? And I would tell them, and they would not be surprised. Also, am quite an avid reader. And of course, Stephen King is my favorite author. And I am a writer, but I have been out of that for a long time. I've written and self-published a book. Actually wrote 2 other books that are somewhere now on the hard drive of this. They may never see the light of day. I don't know. But in this world, sometimes you're dealt a hand, and that hand, it doesn't go the way you kind of hope it. I never got to go to school or whatever I needed to do to become an actual film director. So YouTube is now my one and only, if not my last shot at trying to put work and content out there. That way I can hopefully find an audience that can appreciate what I do and enjoy it. And that is the #1 thing that I want out of anything else. We all can sit and dream about making a good living on doing what we love to do. But if I just reach enough people, which I think I have, and they enjoy what I'm doing, whether it's the parody videos, the gameplay, streaming, they get some sort of enjoyment out of that, I have succeeded.
Evil Dead guy, hey, what's up?
Did you see him? That's my brother.
No shit.
Oh, God. Each and every single time I try to take a few moments to myself, and this moron shows up.
And there you go, bitching at me again. What the hell is wrong with you all the time?
Trying to have a peaceful moment. I'm trying to make some goddamn guy a fucking video, and you gotta show up here.
Making a video?
I already discussed this with you, moron.
A video for who?
I said I needed to make a video for Brett.
Who in the hell is Brett?
Who's Brett? I already told
Never
you
heard of
about
him.
this shit. Don't you remember those fucking jagoffs that showed up on my property trying to kill us because they thought that I was responsible for watermelons? As if that was a real thing. As if I would want to have my entire property plagued with possessed, evil, psychotic, killer watermelons. Oh, damn it, you're stupid. Brett is the guy who has a prop Necronomicon. Yes, a prop Necronomicon that is apparently so realistic, so authentic, that it's real. Those guys, that guy, Susan, that other one said his name was fucking Susan. Don't you know? He insulted you. He said he was gonna crush your fucking skull in or some shit or whatever. But thank God, finally, thank God one time those watermelons show up. It turned out to be in my favor. Not that he would have got the better of the Evil Dead guy. He'd have got himself a face full of buckshot for sure.
Why do they think you're responsible for it?
Something on this property is similar to whatever is attacking him. Wait a minute, it's starting to dawn on me. If he has a Book of the Dead that he made that is somehow magically real, and all this Evil Dead-like shit has been happening to him, maybe that's what's going on here. Oh, God. They're here.
Oh my God! Evil Dead guy! The tape recorder!
Stick right here, Claw. I'll go take care of this.
You mean you're gonna go out and take care of this, right?
Per fucking usual.
Join us. Get some punch.
Groovy.
You see, that was the Evil Dead guy.
Well, I guess you're right.
Evil Dead guy, finally we meet face to face. I am here to destroy you.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but he's not the Evil Dead guy.
Wait, what? You're not the Evil Dead guy. Are you sure?
He's not your guy.
Well, this is embarrassing. Is there any way you can point me in his general direction? Or possibly catch a ride?
You're gonna go see the Evil Dead guy. Why don't you go take him?
Oh, of course. More the merrier. Thank you again, Brett, for all the help you gave us.
Salutations, good sir.
Okay, yeah, see ya. Guys have a great day. What the fuck was that about?